Two quarterbacks, one destiny. Pressure reveals the truth. The battle has begun.
So the truth is about these guys, I have two strong opinions. I think Dylan Gabriel's size is an issue. I would have a hard time building around him. He's small. But I think Sheduer was underdrafted. Sheduer's bigger. I think he moves well. I would choose Sheduer over Dylan Gabriel.
No matter what position you are, and Kevin came in the room and talked to all of us, and then we all talked. We've all talked. I mean, yeah, we're in there. We're this close to each other every single day.
Shadur outplayed Dylan Gabriel in both practice and in the preseason in their starts. No matter if it's a half each player played, you can't have it both ways. You can't say Dylan played as well, if not better, than Shadur.
The Cleveland Browns quarterback battle has become one of the most heated debates in football this year. And it's not just about what's happening on the field. It's about two completely different quarterbacks fighting for one spotlight. On one side, you have Dylan Gabriel, smaller in stature, a steady presence, the kind of quarterback teams believe can keep chaos away. And then on the other side, you have Shadur Sanders, the star power, the spotlight, the pressure, and the undeniable talent that seems to rise the higher the stakes become. Fans, analysts, and even the Browns' own front office can't seem to agree on who really deserves this job.
So the truth is about these guys, I have two strong opinions. I think Dylan Gabriel's size is an issue. I would have a hard time building around him. He's small. But I think Sheduer was underdrafted. Sheduer's bigger. I think he moves well. I would choose Sheduer over Dylan Gabriel.
Colin Cowherd didn't hold back when he said that Dylan Gabriel's size is simply a limitation and that Shadur Sanders was heavily underdrafted. In fact, Cowherd flat out admitted he would choose Sanders over Gabriel because Sanders has already outplayed him in both practice and preseason opportunities. But the Browns leaned on Gabriel's boring and stable presence instead of risking the frenzy that follows Sanders. And look, I have been researching about NFL for the last 7 to 8 years deeply, and what I think is that decisions like these aren't about talent alone. They're about fear. The Browns didn't want the noise. They wanted control. But here's the truth. You can't hide talent forever. Even Andrew Berry, the Browns general manager, has started to admit just how impressive Sanders looks when he's given real snaps. That tells you something important. A front office can downplay a player, but when the lights come on and the games matter, talent exposes everything. Sanders thrives in those moments. He has the kind of composure that doesn't just match Gabriel, it overshadows him. And when you put that on tape, when your own teammates start whispering about who they believe gives them the better chance, that's when stability suddenly starts looking like a weakness instead of a strength. Stephen A. Smith made it even clearer. Sanders is the better quarterback when the pressure is highest. He pointed out how Dylan Gabriel didn't just struggle with play, he struggled with his mouth. Gabriel made comments that Smith flat out called idiotic and stupid, throwing Sanders under the bus in the process. That's not stability, that's immaturity. And here's the double standard. If Shadur Sanders had said those words, he'd be crucified by the media for days. Instead, Gabriel got a pass, but the locker room doesn't forget. Those moments fracture trust, and quarterbacks live or die by the trust of the men in their huddle. Now here's the twist in all of this. While Gabriel may seem safer, the narrative around him is starting to collapse. Fans are watching, analysts are questioning, and even his teammates know those comments changed everything. Meanwhile, Sanders continues to build momentum without having to say a single word. His game speaks louder. His composure silences the critics. And in the NFL, momentum is a powerful thing. If you're enjoying this breakdown and want more deep dives into the biggest NFL storylines, make sure to subscribe to this channel. It helps me continue bringing you real analysis without the fluff you get from TV debates. Let's not forget, Gabriel did have flashes. There were moments where his decisions looked sharp, where his reads were clean, and he played within the structure of the offense. But here's the harsh reality. In this league, flashes don't win you a job. Sustained performance does. Consistency under chaos does. And when Stephen A. hammered Gabriel for overshadowing his own performance with off-field remarks, it wasn't just media theatrics. It was a reflection of reality. That Gabriel is writing his own downfall. He handed Sanders the advantage without Sanders even needing to lift a finger. That's how quickly a quarterback battle can flip. This is why analysts like Cowherd and Smith agree on one thing. Shadur Sanders is the guy. Not because the Browns marketed him that way, not because he's the media's darling, but because when you strip away the noise, the stats, and the narratives, he looks like the quarterback built for moments that matter most. Sanders doesn't just play football. He carries the weight of expectations, the glare of cameras, and the pressure of critics, and he does it without flinching. Gabriel, meanwhile, may have been safer in theory, but the truth is simple. The Browns may have tried to protect themselves from drama, but all they did was delay the inevitable. And here's what makes it even more fascinating. The Browns themselves are realizing they can't control this story anymore. When your general manager starts praising the backup quarterback, that's not random, that's foreshadowing. They know Sanders is rising, they know the locker room is watching, and they know the media will not let this story die. Momentum is a storm, and once it starts, you can't contain it. That's exactly what Sanders represents right now. If you're still here watching, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button and join this community of NFL fans who want real, unfiltered football talk without the gimmicks. The quarterback position is the heartbeat of a team. It's not just about arm strength or accuracy. It's about presence, leadership, and belief. Right now, Dylan Gabriel is fighting to convince people he's stable enough to lead. But Shadur Sanders? He's not convincing anybody. He's proving it on the field, every chance he gets. That's the kind of quarterback you don't just play. That's the kind of quarterback you build a franchise around. And the longer this battle drags on, the clearer it becomes. One quarterback is holding on, while the other is already taking over, without even being given the keys. So here's the bottom line. The Browns tried to choose safety with Dylan Gabriel, but what they got instead was controversy, mistakes, and doubt. Meanwhile, Shadur Sanders continues to shine brighter with every rep, every drive, every preseason snap. Analysts see it, fans see it, the front office sees it, and eventually the Browns will have no choice but to hand him the job. Because in the NFL, talent always wins out, no matter how long teams try to delay the storm. And when Sanders finally steps into that spotlight full-time, we'll all look back at this battle and realize the Browns almost made a massive mistake.